A dog marks in certain ways because they have habits. We do things over and over with young dogs in order to create habits. And they can have good habits or they can have bad habits. A lot of times people do things willy nilly and they just create a bunch of bad marking habits. But if you're very methodical every time you do marks with a young dog and you make sure you're creating good habits, that's what we're going to do. So we want to create habits such as targeting the retrieve. We want the dog looking directly at the mark before we send them. We don't want them looking at the holding blind. We don't want them looking at where the gunner walked back to. We want them to be looking right at the retrieve. Two, when we send them to the mark, we want them to go straight. We don't want them to be going all over the place or getting offline to the retrieve. We also want them to mark accurately. We want them to drive right to where the mark is laying on the ground and to recover that mark without any hunt or with a minimal amount of hunt. And we want them to hunt thoughtfully. So when they get to the fall area, we want them to be very methodical about going, well, if the mark isn't right where I thought it was, where do I need to go to in order to find the retrieve cleanly without expanding a hunt in some big thoughtless fashion, hunting both sides of the gun station or getting way deep or way outside of the fall area. We want them to be very thoughtful, constantly checking in to make sure they're in the right place to find that retrieve.